Al Jolson said, you ain't heard nothing yet. But I'd like to just conclude with one song that kind of describes the great exuberance that I feel about being here, being part of this wonderful, wonderful organization, being part of your lives. And my brother Bob and I both thank you from the bottom of our hearts. My brother is watching from upstairs, making sure I don't make any mistakes. This is a little song we wrote that kind of describes the way we feel about the whole event. Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a man. He thought of baby those and people told me I was bad. But then one day I learned the word, they make me know the people never heard. This is how it goes. Here's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say about it, after all, something gorgeous. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I traveled all around the world and everywhere I went, I used the word and folks would say, there goes a different chance. When you sit my horizons, pass the time of day with me, I say these special words, they ask me in the tea. Can anyone say it backwards? Can anybody say it backwards? Say it. Do it. I heard it's Doja Sally XP is fragile Cali Rufus. If you can't say it, go into my tongue. So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just sum up this word, and then you've got a lot to say. But baby, use it carefully, or it can change your life. One night I said it to me girl, and now me girls reply. She's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Doja Sally XP is fragile Cali Rufus, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Now, I think Richard said it best. He quoted the great Al Jolson and he said, you ain't heard nothing yet. Ladies and gentlemen, Disney legend, Alan Menkin!
Wow, wow, what an amazing tradition to be a part of. To be a part of the same company that the Sherman brothers were writing songs for, and continue to write songs for. And I got to tell you, from the time I came out to Disney and Howard came out, nobody was sweeter or more supportive or more acknowledging of us than that wonderful man there, Richard Sherman. A mensch, a real mensch. So, here's where I began at Disney. Look at the stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around her, you think, sure, she's got everything. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's its and what's its galore. You want thing in my box? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. How Howard Ashman and I came to Disney was actually through, I suppose, our show Little Shop of Horrors. That little off-Broadway show about man-eating plant. And, you know, after the success of Little Shop, Howard and I kind of went our separate ways for a bit. Not anything between us, because we continued to write together. But he was working on a show with Marvin Hamlish called Smile. And I was working with a man named Tom Ian, who wrote Dreamgirls, on a show called Kicks, the Showgirl musical. And so for me, kind of the headline of the whole thing was, I'm getting back together with Howard. And in a way, Little Mermaid is our follow-up to Little Shop of Horrors. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slip away, while we devote full time to floating under the sea. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me well, which to find that nowadays I've mended all my ways. Repent and see the light and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed, pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. There's one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor, unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron, crying spells are so pleased that I help them. Yes, I do. Les poissons, and serve little fish. First I cut off their heads, and I put on some bones. Ah mais oui, ça c'est toujours delish. Les poissons, hee-hee-ho-ho. With the cleaver I hack them in two. I pull out what's inside, and I serve it the fried. God, I love little fishies, don't you? There you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. Yes, you want her. Look at her, you know you do. Possible she wants you to. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be scared. You got the mood prepared. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't stop now. Don't try to hide it. How you wanna kiss the girl? Sha-la-la-la-la-la, float along and listen to this song. The song said kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la, the music played. Do what the music say. Go on and kiss the girl. You gotta kiss the girl. You wanna kiss the girl. Put together a lot of stuff for you guys. Some you know, and some you don't know, or you might know. So, Little Mermaid became a Broadway show. And, I should tell you, first of all, let's talk about the Oscars, shall we? That was amazing. You know, we won 2 Oscars for Little Mermaid, for Best Score and for Best Song for Under the Sea. And it was an amazing experience. Howard and I Howard Ashman and I had been there once before, which was for Mean Green Mother from Outer Space from Little Shop of Horrors. And I remember going to I think it was the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, and sitting in this seat in the middle of a row, and it just seemed enormous. It seemed this big. Of course, this is bigger, but it seemed like it was just immense. And Levi Stubbs came out and sang Mean Green Mother from Outer Space and brought the house down. And I turned to Howard and I said, "Oh my God, if we win, what?" He says, "You can relax, you're not getting any awards tonight." But a few years later, we were there for Little Mermaid. The seat was right there on the aisle. So for the Broadway show of Little Mermaid, which is also, by the way, is playing now all over the world. It's a fabulous production in Russia and an amazing production in Tokyo. And so my friends in Tokyo are here tonight, I know. And we have a lot of new songs by my collaborator, one of my collaborators, a wonderful lyricist named Glenn Slater. So here's some songs you may or may not know from the Broadway show and stage musical of Little Mermaid. First, the song for Ariel's unspoken message to Eric. In Act 2, she's lost her voice and she can't speak, but we hear her sing her inner thoughts. If only you could know the things I long to say. If only I could tell you what I wish I could convey. It's in my every glance, my heart's an open book. You'd see it all at once, if only you would look. All my secrets, you would learn them. All my longings, you'd return them. Then the silence would be broken. Not a word would need be spoken. And there's the moment when her sisters, Ariel's sisters, and Flounder notice that she's in love. She's dizzy and she's dreamy, her head's up in the foam, her eyes are gone all gleamy, it's like there's no one home. She floats away the days, moping on the coastal shelf. Is she ill or insane? Is it water on the brain? What has got her bothered so? It's the bends, it's the flu, God, I wish we had a clue. Oh wait, oh dear, good grief, it's clear she's in love. She's in love, pounding heart, ringing bells. Look, I think she's even wearing brand new shells. She's in love, and it's divine. That girl's on Sandbar 9, glory be, Lord above. Got to be, she's in love. I mean, even got a song for Prince Eric, finally.
Yeah.
Turned him into a 3-dimensional character. Where did she go? Where could she be? When will she come again? Calling to me, calling to me, calling to me. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the shimmer of the wind upon the water. Somewhere there's a girl who's like the glimmer of the sunlight on the sea. Somewhere there's a girl who's like a swell of endless music. Somewhere she is singing and her song is meant for me. And her voice is sweet as angels sighing. And her voice is warm as summer sky. And that sound, it haunts my dreams, spins me round until it seems I'm flying. Her voice, strange as a dream, real as the sea. If you can hear me now, come set me free, come set me free. So, our animated musical after Little Mermaid, of course, was Beauty and the Beast. And in many ways, we got more ambitious with Beauty. And Howard and I, we wrote this opening number. And, you know, it was 7 minutes long, and it started. First it came out of this prologue and then into Belle's cottage. And then she comes out of her cottage and she's talking about this little provincial town, and she walks into the town and the people are coming out of the windows and they're saying, you know, bonjour, bonjour, and she's so unusual, isn't she? And she goes to the bookstore and then she talks about, isn't it amazing? She's looking at her book, and then there's Gaston, and Gaston, you know, with his crush on her, and then there's caramelities, and there's all this stuff going on. And I remember Howard saying, we can't send this to them. Who asked for a 7-minute opening number? Who asked for it? They're gonna hate it. Of course, it worked out okay. There goes the baker with his tray like always, the same old bread and rolls to sell. Every morning just the same, since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town. Good morning, Belle. Oh, isn't this amazing? It's my favorite part, because you'll see, here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. Now it's no wonder that her name means beauty, her looks have got no parallel. But beyond that fair facade, I'm afraid she's rather odd, very different from the rest of us. She's nothing like the rest of us, yes, different from the rest of us. Is Belle. No one's slick as Gaston, no one's quick as Gaston, no one's neck's as incredibly thick as Gaston, for there's no man in town half as manly, perfect or pure paragon. You can ask any Tom, Dick, or Stanley, and they'll tell you whose team they prefer to be on. No one's been like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston. As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating. My, what a guy, that Gaston. Be our guest, put our service to the test. Tie your napkin around your neck, sure and good, provide this. It's the chore, hors d'oeuvre, I'll be holding it to serve. Try the great stuff, it's delicious. Don't believe me, ask the dishes, they gotta sing, they can dance. After all this is France, and the beer is never second best. Go on a cold man, you take a dance, and then you'll be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast, ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Songs to play. Okay, so the first of actually the Disney shows to come to Broadway was Beauty and the Beast. And, I remember being kind of concerned when I heard about that, and I was told that we're bringing Beauty to Broadway. I thought, what is a Disney musical going to be like? You know, is it going to be like park shows? Are we going to have like the foam heads? I mean, nothing wrong with those. Give me a little laugh like that. But it was so much more than that. And it was Rob Roth, this young director, put together a wonderful team of designers, and Tim Rice of. You know him, of course, from so many projects. I had known him from his work with Andrew Lloyd Webber, and he's somebody who I was thrilled to work with. And so he came aboard. And I should, of course, say that Howard Ashman had passed away by this time. And one of the great things that we got to get in this musical was, first of all, to take a lost Ashman Menken song and resurrect it and put it into the musical. It's a song we wrote for the movie called Human Again. And it traced, you know, as the characters, as the objects see Belle and the Beast falling in love, they're thinking, I think there's hope, we're going to be human again. And days pass, and weeks pass, and months pass, and you see them, they're getting closer and closer, and seasons are passing. And the only one problem is that prior to this song, Maurice was in the woods, and apparently Maurice had been lying in the woods the whole time. So it would have been a long time. So we had logistical issues about that in the movie, but for the show, we actually figured it out and made some changes, and we were able to get that song into the show. And then there's a song that Tim Rice and I wrote for the Beast. And again, you know, like with Prince Eric and the Broadway show Little Mermaid, to be able to get the Beast to sing was so important. So, I don't know if I've performed this song in public before. It's a little rigorous. Let's see how I do with this. I'll be cooking again, be good looking again, with a mademoiselle on each arm. When I'm human again, only human again, poised and polished and gleaming with charm. I'll be courting again, chic and sporting again, which should cause several husbands alarm. I'll hop down off the shelf and to sweet be myself. I can't wait to be human again. When we're human again, only human again, when we're knickknacks and whatnots no more. Little push, little shove, they could whoosh, fall in love, ah chérie, won't it all be top drawer? I'll wear lipstick and rouge, and I won't be so huge, but I'll easily fit through that door. I'll exude savoir-faire, I'll wear gowns, I'll have hair, it's my prayer to be human again. When I'm human again, only human again, when the world once more starts making sense, I'll unwind for a change, but it doesn't be strange. Can I help it if I'm too tense? In a shack by the sea, I'll sit back sipping tea, let my early retirement commence. Far from fools made of wax, I'll get down to brass tacks and relax when I'm human again. So sweep the dust from the floor, let's let some light in the room. I can feel, I can tell someone might break the spell any day now. Shine up the brass on the door, alert the dust pail and broom. If it all goes as planned, our time may be at hand any day now. Open the shutters and let in some air, put these here and put those over there. Sweep up the years of sadness and tears and throw them away. When we're human again, only human again, when the girl finally sets us all free, cheeks are blooming again, we're assuming again, we'll resume our long lost rendezvous. We'll be playing again, holidaying again, and we're praying it's ASAP. When we cast off this pall, we're set straight but walk tall, when we're all what we were, thanks to him, thanks to her, coming closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and we'll be dancing again, we'll be whirling again, we'll be twirling around with such ease. When we're human again, only human again, we'll go waltzing those all 1, 2, 3s. We'll be floating again, we'll be gliding again, stepping, striding as fine as you please, like a real human does. I'll be all that I was on that glorious morn when we're finally reborn, and we're all as human again. And in my twisted face, there's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints at kindness. And from my tortured shape, no comfort, no escape. I see but deep within his utter blindness, hopeless as my dream dies, as time flies, love a lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven, cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty could move me, no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can't love her. No passion could reach me, no lesson could teach me how I could have loved her and made her love me too. If I can't love her, then who? Long ago I should have seen all the things I could have been. Careless and unthinking, I moved onward. No pain could be deeper, no life could be cheaper. Added benefit of seeing a man get a stroke tonight, too. I'm kidding. Next! I would, without these papers, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Aladdin. So, wow, what a path for Aladdin. We started Aladdin pretty much the same time as Little Mermaid, and it went through a lot of changes. Our original version of Aladdin, which it's actually very, some of these things are reflected in what we are doing now in the stage adaptation of Aladdin, we'll talk about later. But Aladdin had three sidekicks: Abkhak, Omar, and Kassim. Aladdin had a mother. Imagine that. When those changes happened, Howard, again, unfortunately was gone. And Tim Rice, who wrote that last lyric from Beauty and the Beast, came and helped me to complete the score for Aladdin. So here's a couple things from Aladdin. Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam, where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. When the wind's from the east and the sun's from the west, and the sand and the glass is right, come on down, come on in, let the magic begin. It's another Arabian night, Arabian nights, like Arabian days, more often than not, hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. Arabian nights, like Arabian moons, a fool off his guard could fall and fall hard out there on the dunes. One jump, head of the bread line, one swing, head of the sword. I steal only what I can afford, that's everything. One jump, head of the lawman, that's all, and that's no joke. These guys don't reach yet, I'm broke. Riff-raff, street rat, scoundrel, take that. Just a little snack, guys. Rip him open, take it back, guys. I can take a hint, gotta face the facts. Your male friend, boo. Who? Riff-raff, street rat, I don't buy that. If only they'd look closer, would they see a poor boy? No, siree. They find out there's so much more to me. was how he had 1,000 tales. And Mr. You in luck, always up your sleeve. You got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corners and heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch possessed, yeah, who and how's all you gotta do is rub that lamp. And I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take you on a Chinatown. You ain't never had a friend like me, no, no, no. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. I love my job, you big name mob. You ain't never had a friend like me. Wow, oh no, wow, ah, wow, yeah. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. I'll just pour it over my head. I mean, this, you know, there's so many stories to tell about all these movies and all these shows, and unfortunately, or fortunately, I chose to play you a lot of songs. So, I'm not talking about the amazing Robin Williams and the amazing Angela Lansbury and Jerry Orbach for Beauty, and from all these people and all the experiences we had. I mean, for me, those three projects, the essence, it was Howard Ashman. And the Howard Ashman, you all know, he was gone too soon. Brilliant, brilliant guy, brilliant collaborator, wonderful friend. And so somewhere in there, amongst all these other projects, I had a big fat flop movie. There's this movie about newsboys. Nobody wanted to see it. It was like, you know, I think like 2.6 million at the box office, which is kind of like nothing. I remember sitting with Jeffrey Katzenberg, because they were pulling ads and saying, Jeffrey, I mean, you know, it's a good movie. I mean, it's good. He said, Menken, I could take $10 million and throw it up in the air here at Tahiti Boulevard and it would do just as much good. It's DOA, and it was. He's right. It was DOA. I wrote that with Jack Feldman. Jack actually was one of the writers of Copacabana with Barry Manilow, and I knew him from years before. But anyway, we accepted the fact that big fat flop. And then, guess what? Crazy, huh? Crazy. It's the generation just would not let go of it, and you know, they were putting it on camps, and I'd walk into a mall and there'd be a flash mob doing Seize the Day or what's going on, and you know, Tom Schumacher noticed, very smartly noticed, and we said, you know, okay, you know, we're not going to make this a Broadway show. Let's not get crazy. But we'll put it out in stock and amateur. So at least we'll have a version that can go around the country. And well, make a long story short, you know, we did our work. A force named Harvey Firestein came along and helped us out. It's on Broadway now. Try Bottle Alley or the Harbor. Try Central Park, it's guaranteed. Try any banker, bum or barber. They almost all knows how to read. I smell money, you smell foul. Met this girl last night. Move your elbow past the towel for a buck I might. Made it a fine life, carrying the banner through it all. A mighty fine life, carrying the banner tough and tall. Every morning we go where we wishes, weeds as free as fishes, sure we's washing dishes. What a fine life, carrying the banner home for y'all. A pair of new shoes with matching laces, permanent marks at the sheets of breezes, porcelain tub with boiling water, Saturday night with the mayor's daughter. Look at me, I'm the king of New York. And suddenly, I'm respectable, staring right at you, lousy with stature. I'm in with all the muckety mucks, I'm blowing my dough and going deluxe. And there I be, ain't I pretty? It's my city, I'm the king of New York. They say folks is dying to get here. Me, I'm dying to get away to a little town out west that's spanking new. And while I ain't never been there, I can see it clear as day. If you want, I bet you could see it too. Close your eyes, come with me, where it's clean and green and pretty, and they went and made a city out of clay. But the minute that you get there, folks will walk right up and say, welcome home, son, welcome home to Santa Fe. Planting crops, splitting rails, butting tails around the fire, except for Sunday when you lie around all day. So your friends are more like family, and they's begging you to stay. Ain't that neat, living sweet in Santa Fe? Don't you know that we's a family? Would I let you down? No way. Just hold on, kid, till that train makes Santa Fe. Pocahontas. Well, first of all, I mean, Pocahontas is my first project working with Stephen Schwartz. It was amazing. Stephen, of course, is an amazing both composer and lyricist. He wrote Godspell. He had, before he wrote me, wrote Godspell, Pippin, Magic Show. After working with me, he wrote Wicked. I like the things because he worked with me. You know, I can play some songs of Pocahontas. I used to have a song here that was a cut song that never got in. Would you like to hear it? Stephen does a lot of research. He tends to really do that. And so this song has a lot of Indian language in it. So you may see me stumbling pitifully over some of the phrases. Here's some things. First a cut song, and then some songs you know. Actually, no. Cut song, a song that was cut from the movie and then made it back in when it was re-released, and then another song I believe you know pretty well. When the land is full of anger, when the fists of haters shook, when there is no common ground to be found, where to look? Nakusawati dea, Noah took. Nakusawati dea, Noah took. I made it. We will live in the middle of a river. We will hide in the heart of a cloud. That's the place where we can be together. We'll be there somehow. I would sail to the sources of the ocean. I would climb to the foot of the stars. That's what it takes for us to be together. We will live in the middle of the river. If I never knew you, if I never felt this love, I would have no inkling of how precious life can be. And if I never held you, I would never have a clue how at last I find in you the missing part of me. In this world so full of fear, full of rage and lies, I can see the truth so clear in your eyes. So dry your eyes, and I'm so grateful to you. I'd have lived my whole life through, lost forever, if I never knew you. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? And you sing with all the voices of the mountain, and you paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth, until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. I won my 7th and 8th Oscars for that. Best song, and those years were incredible. I actually thought they gave out Oscars in pairs. First was Little Mermaid 2, then The Year of Beauty. There was Best Score and Beauty and the Beast. And when I went backstage, by the way, a Razzie. Yay! Razzie for Worst Song of the Year for High Times, Hard Times from Newsies. I didn't mind it. I liked it. I just wish they gave sort of a Razzie. I don't know what would a Razzie statue look like. Something like that. And then for Aladdin, we won Best Score and Best Song for a song I'm going to play a little later. And we won. Winning Grammys during those years. Golden Globes, and then came this movie, Hunchback of Notre Dame. They stopped giving them. I don't know. I guess I hit the expiration date on that whole thing or something. The city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame. The fisherman fishes, the bakerman bakes to the bells of Notre Dame. To the big bells as loud as the thunder, to the little bells soft as the song. And some say the soul of the city's the toll of the bells of Notre Dame. Outcasts, hungry from birth, show them the mercy you don't find on earth. God help my people, they look to you still. God help the outcasts, nobody will. Safe behind these windows and these parapets of stone, gazing at the people down below me. All my life I watch them as I hide up here alone, hungry for the histories they show me. All my life I memorize their faces, knowing them as they will never know me. All my life I wonder how it feels to pass a day not above them, but part of them. And out there, living in the sun, give me one day out there. All I ask is one to hold forever. Out there where they all live on, where would I give what I dare just to live one day out there among the millers and the weavers and their wives. Through the roofs and gables I can see them. Every day they shout and scold and go about their lives. Even some the gifted is to be them. If I was in their skin, I'd treasure every instant out there, strolling by the Seine. Taste the morning out there like ordinary men who freely walk about there just one day, and then I swear I'll be content with my share. Won't resent, won't despair, all that meant I won't care. I'll have spent one day out there. Next project after that was Hercules. I think Hercules' time is coming somehow, I don't know. And Hercules was a project I wrote with a David Zippel. Wonderful lyricist. Dan wrote City of Angels, a Broadway show. He wrote Mulan. And John Musker and Ron Clements, who had directed, as you probably know, Little Mermaid and Aladdin, said, you know, I think we want to do this as a gospel score. Gospel? Greek gods and all that? He said, well, you know, gospel is the music of the gods, and okay. Back when the world was new, the planet Earth was down on its luck, and everywhere gigantic roots called titans ran amok. It was a nasty place. There was a mess wherever you stepped, where chaos reigned and earthquakes and volcanoes never slept. And then along came Zeus, he hurled his thunderbolts and zapped like those suckers in a vault, trapped it on his own, stopped chaos in its tracks. And that's the gospel. The guy was too tired to just relax. And that's the world's first dish to tame the globe while still in his youth. Though honey, it may seem impossible, that's the gospel truth. Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. Person of the week in every Greek opinion poll. What a pro, Herc could stop the show. Point him at a monster and you're talking SRO. He was a no one, a zero. Now he's a honcho, he's a hero. Here was a kid with his act and fat. From zero to hero in no time flat. Zero to hero, just like that. I've often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way, I can go the distance, I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. So I'll never forget, I had a dinner with Peter Schneider and Tom Schumacher. They took me out to dinner to talk to me about my next project. You know, and I've written projects, I've written, you know, animated films for princesses, and I've written animated films for Greek gods. And Tom said, and Peter said, I think we're going to write one for cows. You know, it was called Sweating Bullets, and then it became Home on the Range. Again, I worked with Glenn Slater. Not many people saw it. I think it's worth seeing, right? And I was so, the greatest thing about it, first of all, the cattle drive. Let's talk about the cattle. I got to go on a authentic 19th century cattle drive. No electricity, sleeping on the ground, and this was our research. And you haven't lived until you've seen a bunch of animators on a cattle drive. Amazing. And I got to work with really amazing artists like Katie Lang. I know a place, pretty as pie, out where the river bend is up at the end of the sky. It's left in Nebraska and over a crest on a little patch of heaven way out west. Everything's green, know what I mean? Darling, it's quite the sweetest sight that you ever done seen. Ain't nothing much out there, just life at its best on that little patch of heaven way out west. Then, of course, the other memories I have, besides Tom Schumacher and his white fuzzy chaps, delightful to see, was I got to write a song, a yodeling song. You see, I yodel, ladle, ladle, the sweetest way of wrestling yet devised. But when I yodel, ladle, ladle, well, look at how the cows get hypnotized. He don't prod, he don't yell, still he drives the doggies well, which ain't easy when your chops are labeled XXXXL. Yes, if you're looking from a bovine point of view, I sure can yodel, ladle, 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 ladle. Everybody, no. I got to work with Bonnie Raitt. We wrote this song. And one thing about this song, besides the experience of working with Bonnie and putting it into the movie in a good place, I think, this song got written very shortly after the 9/11 attack. And for all of us, it somehow encapsulated that. I don't know why, but somehow we tried to write, a lot of songwriters tried to write something that expressed how they felt about it. And somehow this song, in a movie about cows, did it for me. Rain is pouring down like the heavens are hurting. Seems like it's been dark since the devil knows when. How do you go on, never knowing for certain? Will the sun ever shine again? Feels like it's been years since it started to thunder. Clouds are camping out in the valley and glen. How do you go on when you can't help but wonder? Will the sun ever shine again? What if the rain keeps falling? What if the sky stays gray? What if the winds keep squalling and never go away? Maybe soon the storm will be tired of blowing. Maybe soon it all will be over, amen. How do you go on if there's no way of knowing? Will the sun ever shine? Wish I could say, send me a sign, one little ray. Lord, if you're listening, how long until then? Will the sun ever shine again? Okay. Enchanted. You know, sometimes projects are in a sort of a development phase, or they go on for years. I had heard about this project. It sounded great. You know, I was salivating. I wanted, hopefully, to be a part of it. And actually, one of the original concepts was, I think, to do parodies of Howard's and my songs, and also other kind of Disney songs. So I'm very pleased that I got hired to parody my own songs and some other ones. Or I should say pastiche. Pastiche and parody. Look them up, look at the dictionary, there must be a difference. But we went through so many writers and directors, and somehow it just kept being delayed. And I guess maybe it was fate, because when we finally did do it, with Stephen Schwartz as the lyricist and Kevin Lima directing, it was just time for this young actress named Amy Adams to come in. When you meet the someone who was meant for you, for two can become one, there's something we must do. Do you pull each other's tails? Do you feed each other's seeds? No. There is something sweeter everybody needs. I've been dreaming of a true love's kiss, and a prince I'm hoping comes with this. That's what brings ever after rings, so happy. And that's the reason we need lips so much, for lips are the only things that touch. So to spend a life of endless bliss, just find who you love through true loves. Come, my little friends, as we all sing a happy little working song. Merry little voices, clear and strong. Come and roll your sleeves up, so to speak, and pitching. Cleaning, cut up in the kitchen as we sing along. Drill a cheery tune in the tub as we scrub a stubborn mildew stain. Pluck a hair from the shower drain to the gay refrain of a happy working song. Ah, a happy working song. I don't know what it is about Disney and cleaning, but the opening song of the next movie I worked on involved a lot of cleaning too. And that project was Tangled. And like Enchanted, I mean, it was around for quite a while. In fact, I heard that actually Rapunzel was on Walt's wish list going all the way back. And again, I'm someone who was an ear to the ground, and I was kind of hoping maybe it would come around. And I was so blessed and pleased that John Lasseter asked me to come and work on Tangled. And it's the first CGI animated musical. It's 3D. And I found out that it's also the most popular princess, I'm told, that Rapunzel actually is. And it's an amazing thing. Glenn Slater wrote the lyrics on this with me. 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Start on the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. Polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15, and so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few new paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook, and basically just wonder, when will my life begin? Tomorrow night, the lights will appear, just like they do on my birthday each year. What is it like out there where they glow? Now that I'm older, Mother might just let me go. Mother knows best. Listen to your mother, it's a scary world out there. Mother knows best, one way or another, something will go wrong, I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, the plague. Also large bugs, men with pointy sticks, and stop no more, you'll just upset me. Mother's right here, mother will protect you, darling is what I suggest. Skip the drama, stay with mama. Mother knows I'm malicious, mean, and scary. Steer to curdle dairy and violence wife. My hands are not the cleanest, but despite my evil look and my temper and my hook, I've always learned to be a concertinist. Can you see me on the stage performing Mozart, tickling the ivories till they gleam? Yep, I might be called deadly for my killer show too deadly. Thank you! Good, way down deep inside I got a dream. I got a dream. I got a dream. See, I ain't including dishes as I sing. Though I feel like making famous, you can count me with the dreamers. Like everybody else, I got a dream. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here blinking in the starlight, now I'm here suddenly I see, standing here it's oh so clear where I'm meant to be. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is shifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the world is new. And it's warm and real and bright, and the fog at last has lifted. All at once, everything looks different, now that I see you. Now that I see you. I'm looking at the time, I don't know. So, here's the two little quirky things. First of all, a snippet from the song I wrote for Captain America. When Disney acquired Marvel, I was asked if I could write a song for this Bond drive at Captain America, and it was going to be in this style of kind of an Irving Berlin patriotic song. Again, with David Zippel, little snippet of a song called Star Spangled Man with a Plan. Who's strong and brave here to save the American way? Who vows to fight like a man for his right night and day? Who will campaign door to door for America? Carry the flag shore to shore for America from Hoboken to Spokane. Who wrote the book for the book for Tangled, created a series on ABC called The Neighbors. Anybody know The Neighbors? Yeah. And he asked if Glenn and I would write a song for the musical episode for the show. And in The Neighbors, basically, for those who don't know the premise, this family moves to a very nice condominium community. And everything's perfect, and they love it, except the neighbors are very strange. They're really strange people. It turns out, of course, the neighbors are actually aliens in human form. And in this episode, the aliens, and they, by the way, they're clueless. They're clueless about our planet. And they go off to see a Broadway show. They sneak off to see a Broadway show, and they come back all enamored with Broadway. And they want to know what are the other things they can learn about the planet, given that now they've experienced Broadway shows, which they say are the best thing our planet has to offer. Which I'm really pleased. I was nominated for an Emmy for this song. Glenn and I were. And if we win, I actually become an EGOT. Oh, I forgot to mention, I won a Tony for Newsies, which is a thrill for me. But actually, as my agent pointed out, actually I would be the very first REGOT, because I have the raspy too. There's so much out there we should know, and yet you never let us go. If we could do things, big spanking new things. Oh, I should add one thing, sorry. The model, see if you can guess the model for what the song is. I think you will once you get the band. There's so much out there we should know, and yet you never let us go. If we could do things, big spanking new things, life would be big, bold, and bright as a Broadway show. Got it? I want to get a circumcision. I want to hitchhike to LA. Drinking in dive bars, I give it 5 stars, more or less like what you probably see on Broadway. I want to use a public restroom and try all 50 shades of gray. Nothing some thumbs up, that's 2 big thumbs up, similar to the kind of thing you might see on Broadway. I want to do a tap dance at the local DMV. I want to give a lap dance to a Starbucks employee. I want to get a new tattoo, or possibly 2 or 3. I want to smack the entire cast of Glee. I want to do a tree ballet. Should you ignore us? We'll add a chorus and perform a kick line. What do you say? Life could be as wonderful, magical, adjective, swell as something you may or may not possibly see on Broadway. Please let us go and try new things today. Make our lives as fabulous as Broadway. Finish with this. So Aladdin is coming to Broadway. And I'm really so excited because first of all, we've been able to get in so many of the songs that Howard and Ashman and I originally wrote for Aladdin that weren't able to make it in there. And it's the same story you know, but it has a little twist to it in that Aladdin's sidekicks, Babcock and Mark, the scene, kind of help narrate, and they're like a Hope Crosby road picture kind of element, but it's really fun. Still no mother, but he sings to her in heaven. Anyway, here's a song for the moment when the genie, genie saves Aladdin again, and he said, and Aladdin had promised, my 3rd wish, I'm going to free you, and so genie says, ow. And Aladdin said, oh yeah, I'm going to honor that agreement. You save me, I'll save you. I won't bail the 23 skidoo say. Ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? That I owe you, that you owe me, means we're ollie ollie oxen free. Say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? Oh, always knew that I could trust you, kid. Oh, it's quid pro quo and then it's pro quid. Do you see? Fair is fair. Cross my heart, double bingies where say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? Say, ain't it great to know somebody's got your back? Oh, chance. Oh, this is the start of a fine bromance. Our bond will last like mutton chefs. OMG, the guys at BFF say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? It's give and take, tit for tat, wanna give things up, I'm down with that. It's book a blam comes easily. It's part of genealogy. We don't do tricks like genies do, but we got your back and see back up too. Say, ain't it great to know somebody's got you? Ain't it great to know somebody's got you? Ain't it great to know somebody's got you? And got your back.
Why are you here? You're the reason why we do this, honestly. We write the songs and we're one half of the equation, and you love these songs and you are the other half of the equation. And we write them for you. How does she know that you love her? How do you show her you love her? How does she know that you really, really, truly love her? It's not enough to take the one you love for granted. You must remind her or she'll be inclined to say, how do I know he loves me? How do I know he's mine? Well, does he leave a little note to tell you you are on his mind? Send the yellow flowers when the sky is gray. Hey, he'll find a new way to show you a little bit every day. That's how you know. That's how you know he's your love. You've got to show her you need her. Don't treat her like a mind reader. Each day do something to lead her to believe you love her. Everybody wants to live happily ever after. Everybody wants to know that true love is true. How do you know he loves you? How do you know he's yours? Well, does he take you out dancing just so he can hold you close? Dedicate a song with words meant just for you. Oh, he'll find a new way to tell you with the little things he'll do. That's how you know. 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 That's how you know he's your love. That's how you know. That's how you know he's your love.
How about one last musical goodnight kiss? Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Sherman and Alan Menkin. Richard Sherman and Alan Menkin. I think they went to Trader Sam's. of Trader Sam's than I know most of you do. All right, so this is going to be as subtle as a forest fire. Have you two ever written a song about the world?
The world. Have you?
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go. They say we're on the dream. Whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear. Now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, 100,000 things to see. I'm like a shooting star, I've come so far from where I used to be. A whole new world, with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere, there's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, that's where we'll be. A thrilling chase, a wondrous place for you and me.
Go ahead, Richard. I think you have a song for us.
Well, yeah. I'm going to play a song that I've been told I either be kissed or killed for having written this. And you're way ahead of me, I know. But Bob and I wrote this thing, and I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, if you would be so kind. I don't have two heads, and this was written as a counterpoint, you know, so that the two melodies go at the same time. You've heard of those things. and I was just hoping that when I finished doing the first part, if you would help me. These people don't know this song too well. But okay, you might help.
Well, if they catch on, because you write very, very catchy too.
Oh.
So if you guys catch on, please,
Oh,
and we'll join with me, help me out with it.
We'll wing it, you know?
We'll try.
It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. Though the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, it's a small world after all. It's a world after all. It's a world of small and a world of fears.